Hey, welcome to the Maven Experience. We got a bunch of studs on the podcast today. We got some actually really cool guests today. You guys are always cool,
Thank you, T. Thank you.
but today's especially a cool day. So to my left, we have Jay
Yes, sir. Jay.
Hasael.
Haciel, otherwise known as J Money. Thanks to them. They dubbed me that.
We got him a couple nicknames. J Money, a.k.a. So this guy is actually the behind-the-scenes master editor, videographer, creative director, genius.
All around stud.
You guys are too kind.
All
Everything
around.
you guys are seeing
You guys
right
are
here.
Too kind.
This man behind the camera, in front of the
Woody.
camera,
Now
T. Woody as
he's-
well. T. Woody as well.
take
He's
it
in
soak it
front of the camera now, which I like you
Yeah.
better in front of the camera.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
me too.
appreciate that.
Not
Yeah.
better, but I like you in front of the
I
camera.
get a little nervous sometimes.
Just let it
Well, that's why I
flow,
chose the behind the camera job.
Mm.
And because you're so good at it.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're
But
equally
I'm
as
trying.
talented in front as.
No, yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot better in just shyness and anxiety, whatever that was. Just like young, it's over. I think I'm good.
So actually, so really quick, I want to dive in. Okay, so intros. So we got Jay, we got Dylan.
Hello.
Dylan's a rookie this year, stud, gunning for top rookie.
Gunning for top rookie. Headhunting. Paul right now, but I'm just headhunting for the top.
He's got a few guys on his target.
Yep.
And then we got Josh over here. Josh is also a rookie.
How you guys doing?
Been here for
Also known as Jay Way.
Jay
All right,
Way.
remember that
Jay
name.
Way.
You're in it a whole lot. Just know that.
Jay Way. So these guys are from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Holy
You
cow!
know,
Now
so-
you're down here in Florida,
Shout out.
slinging some dills.
Oh, yeah, I love Florida.
Did you think that you'd be like excited to be working around palm trees and the beach and all that?
Absolutely.
Honestly,
I love
feel-
being in Florida.
I feel like this is where I'm destined to be. I'll tell you that.
Really?
Because I moved down to Sarasota for about a year and 2 months, some change. And I ended up having to go back to Wisconsin. And ever since then, I
Not
was like
good?
miserable. Yeah. I mean, I got a year taste of this kind of weather, you know, the palm trees, the sun. It's just like my type of vibe. I'm a beach boy.
Interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's pretty good.
You like the beach?
Yeah. Actually, I lifeguarded 2 summers down in Myrtle Beach doing ocean rescue.
Myrtle Beach is crazy.
Great time.
I worked in Myrtle Beach selling
Slinging?
couple 8 years ago.
Yo.
Wow.
How
We
was
were in
that?
Columbia, South Carolina, and then we did the second half of the summer in Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like a month and a half, we split the group up. Half the guys stayed in Charleston, and then I took like 12 or 13 of my guys, and we went up to Myrtle Beach, and we worked in Myrtle Beach for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Good area.
Myrtle Beach is actually, it's cool. It's just it's gotten a lot more like dangerous.
Just a little bit. I don't know if
Yeah.
you were there during like the bike weeks either. They do white bike week and then there's black bike week.
That's racist.
It's very. But you can tell why when you're down.
Keeping it clean.
Yes.
Keeping it clean. Well, cool. So Wisco boys, you guys you've coined the phrase Wisco boys,
Wisco boys.
the Wisconsin boys. How many Wisco boys are on the team?
Now,
Currently
yeah.
5.
Currently 5.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
lost a soldier.
Lost a
Lost a
soldier.
few.
R.I.P. Nick, if you're watching this,
Oh,
I'm still thinking
I
about you,
see.
bud.
Yeah.
Lost a few soldiers. Yep. R.I.P. Miss you, but don't at the same time. Just kidding.
We gotta go. That's only the real stay, man.
We edit all this naughty stuff out. But yeah, Wisco boys are killing it. So you guys, a bunch of studs. You guys got on from Jimbo.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out, Jimmy Kolaski.
Yo.
Love you, brother. All right, without you, these
Wouldn't
two
be doing
boys wouldn't
this.
be here. I'll tell you that right now. And he's done countless nights of training, even picking us up from the airport, all the car rides, having us stay at his crib, taking us on the blitzes, just training in the cars, just over and over and over. He made sure that we came down prepared. I'll tell you that. That's one man. That's a manager right there that really looked out for the guys he recruited, right? And made sure we were set up for success.
Absolutely.
So without him, we wouldn't be where we're at and where we're going to head to. So, Jimmy, shout out to you. Love you, brother.
It's awesome.
That was good.
Yeah, really appreciate
Beautiful.
it, Jim.
Yeah, he's dude. Jimmy's cool story. We hear a lot about Jimmy. He likes the camera.
But yeah, he's awesome.
He likes the
Too
camera. He
much,
likes to be on
yeah,
camera.
He
He's
loves
like,
it.
dude, T Woody, get me on the podcast. I'm like, you've been on every one so far. We
It's
gotta
like
let
every
somebody.
week, every week.
Broken
But he
dream.
loves it and he deserves it. He works hard. And
Yeah.
Jimmy's story is so cool because as a rookie last year, we've talked about it, but at this time last year, we're at the end of June right now, middle of June. Where are we at? Middle of June?
Yeah,
Yeah,
middle of
early
June.
Middle of
middle.
June, he was at like 3 accounts, 4 accounts.
Yeah, we just
Like,
went over that too in rookie training too. He was at
Yeah.
4 accounts, and we looked at where he's at right now. I think what
60,
Almost.
so 57,
Yeah,
58.
he's
like,
up there.
He's almost at 60 right now. It's just
insane.
so cool. And he was a slow starter. I remember I was like, I don't know if he's ever gonna catch on.
I don't know if
bro.
he's gonna make it.
6
man.
weeks, man. I was like, Jimbo, man, this guy is just not figuring it out. I was like, I've told him the door approach a million times, and he still isn't doing it right. But eventually, it clicked, and I'm so glad it did because he's just a fun guy to be around, and he's
Hard worker.
what good is first class, right?
If my brothers can't sit.
He wants his boys. He wants the Wisco boys in first class too. So
Absolutely.
super cool. So love it. We love having you guys here. I want to get into your guys' story, but first, I want to talk about our boy Jay over here.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So
Let's
really,
do it.
let me cover the back history with us, how we got connected, and then I want to hear your whole story. I want to hear all that because I don't know. I know a little bit, but not. I don't think in the depth that you're going to tell it.
Right.
So this man right here, from what we got connected through Nick.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Nick from the vlogs? He's been working with me for 3 years now. He's running the team out in Tallahassee. So you and Nick worked for a YouTuber
Yep.
a couple years back, Tyler Oliveira,
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Year and a
And
half,
this
2
man helped edit and build Tyler Oliveira's YouTube channel, which now has 3 million plus subs.
Yeah.
Yo.
Crazy, actually.
He's like behind the scenes. He's in a bunch of videos
Yeah.
too. So super cool.
I'm glad that the video that is the most popular is still a video that Ivan and Nick produced.
There we
I
go.
was looking at it the other day. I was like, yes.
How many views does that video have?
15 million.
Dang.
15 million.
What's the name of that video? I gotta watch it.
I think it's it's the racing the Tesla video against the Tesla versus Lambo. Whoever wins gets to keep either the Lambo or the Tesla.
Really?
One of those. But I don't know. I thought there were cooler videos than that, but that one was the one that
Just
people
popped
loved.
off.
Just
Yeah,
pops
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
People wanted to see the end result, kind of kept them
Mhm.
watching. So who kept the Tesla or the Lambo? Or was that
Are you
just
spoiled?
Yeah, who won?
staged?
I wanna
Is
know.
Well,
that
to
just-
be honest, the Tesla won every single time. So, and who was driving the Tesla was Tyler. But then again, you could say it was a little rigged because even every single Lambo there was 2 Lambos there, and I think
Wow.
it beat both. I think.
Wow. I know the Tesla will beat it off the line,
Oh no!
but
there
then
was
they get past around 80 miles an hour.
there was
Yeah.
a drag. There was a drag car, like an actual drag,
Oh shoot.
and he came at Tyler and he's like, "I'm challenging you," and the dude gapped him
Hold
from
on a
like,
second. I'm
Yeah,
getting
for sure.
Business. Business or family.
Yeah, I was gonna say family. Hey, daddy.
Making a YouTube short.
Yo. We're
Popping.
Hey,
We're
Oh, Daddy.
filming
Mrs.
right
Wood.
now, Mrs. Wood. Oh yeah, you should make a pod. But yeah, we're filming right now. May I help you, please?
Vivian wife.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye, Mrs. Wood.
You know, I never really met her, but I do love your guys' relationship just from when I see you off the FaceTimes.
I do too.
I think
When I met
you
him,
guys make it work from such a long distance, especially you and your family, like all the little ones too.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say Trent Wood,
Well, let me get my cash app out.
stud of a dad.
I
Manager
pay these
and
guys
dad.
for compliments. If you guys wonder when they say good things about me,
Yeah.
it's because they're getting paid.
he just got like $50. No, but
Transaction
Okay, so
completed.
we do have, and just to get off topic, but yes, we do have a great relationship. We've made it work. We figured it out. Not easy by any means,
No.
right? But we've made it worth it. So both of us are very, very easygoing, which makes it easy. I don't stress out about a lot of things. She doesn't stress out about a lot of stuff, and so our relationship goes pretty smooth.
Yeah.
We only freak out about the big stuff. So both of us are just kind of like that, and we've both kind of developed that over the years, right? It's just there's never really, if you think about it in life, there's not really a lot of reasons to get super upset.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
There really isn't. Like people get,
Mhm.
you know people that you're around, that you're friends or family with, and they just are always freaking out about everything. They make the biggest deal about the smallest stuff.
Something,
And it's
yeah.
like, how can people live like that? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
You know, it's kind of like what we talk about in the trainings too all the time, the stoicism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just let your feelings, don't let other feelings and emotions take over your day. right? If it's out of your control, it's out of your control.
It's out of your
What are you
control.
gonna do about it?
If getting
Control the controllables.
exactly, and getting upset isn't going to fix it. So like, why rage? Like, what good is it doing when you just sit there and freak out and get all emotional? Like, it exerts all this energy, and it's like not worth it.
Yeah.
So
Big facts.
But she recently did crash the car, and I got mad at her for that. But I still love her. When she's asleep, she's awesome. Okay.
All right, let's bring it
All
back
right,
to
moving
Jay. Let's bring it back to Jay.
Bring it back to Jay.
Jay, money. Okay, so give us your history, dude. So we connected through Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You and Nick weren't happy working in that situation, so you guys decided
Yeah.
to move on.
Yeah. So my I guess the whole career started in high school. You know, I took those 4 years of video arts. I was also always interested in like mind stuff and like just how the mind works, how the way people think, and I think it was just because of the way I was raised in the sense of like religion and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I continued the 4 years of all of video arts throughout high school, and then by the end, I felt pretty solid on the editing and the filming, but not enough to like pass by as like a expert, you know, editor.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this like story that is told in the field. That guy that made Spy Kids, if you guys know who that, I forgot.
Oh, I remember the movie.
Yeah.
Little Gomi. And
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had the
yeah.
microwave, yeah. All the
I
gadgets.
I forgot the director. There's the way he got into the industry is he was making some sort of trailer or some sort of film, and he had a script and an outline of that film, and all he did is film little bits and pieces for the trailer. It was like a random. The movie wasn't made. It was just a trailer, and he put it together into like a one clip. One little like 2 minute, 3 minute clip,
Right.
and then he said he got together with Telemundo, if you know like that Spanish,
Yeah.
Spanish. Yeah.
and he got with some producer there, and he said, "I've got this amazing concept for a movie," and he showed him. He's like, "I got it all written down, blah blah blah." Basically, faked it till he made it in a sense, and they loved it. They loved it, and they're like, "Oh my God, let's do this! Like, do you have more?" And he just basically kind of lied.
Still working on it. Still working on it.
Yeah, exactly that type of thing.
Is that like how he get his budget or something? Like he was like, "Hey, watch this."
Uh-huh,
Just pitching
yeah,
it to
yeah.
angel
And
then,
investors.
Got
and
the
then he just got
investors.
investors just to throw all this money.
Yeah.
Like, wow, what a hell of an idea. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. He just got people on board with his ideas, and things like that is what I learned throughout high school. And kind of each period of like work and stage has like this sort of like changing mentality that I've had, and it's been like, I guess if you count school as work, then it's been like 4 because I've had 4 jobs up until now, I believe. And that was like a really just like baby Haciel in that sense of like trying to find out like what he's trying to do after high school. I wasn't even thinking about it until like the last year, where I was like, I'm in Modesto in California, Central Valley. There's not a lot of stuff here to do with the skills that I've picked up on throughout high school. So it's like, what do I do with this? And I, not gonna lie, I gave up. I was like, and this is going back to that mind stuff I was talking. So I was like, I guess I'll be a psychologist and I'll go to MJC and MJC Modesto Junior College, and I just see what happens. I guess I took classes there. Made it through 1 semester, and by that time, I got hired. I found my way into Tyler, and the way that happened is and Tyler is that YouTuber. The way that happened is that I was on my phone one day, and somebody texted me. He said, "Hey, Tyler Oliveira, the local YouTuber," because he already made a
He was
name for
kinda
himself
growing a
around.
little bit
Yeah,
already,
it was like this
right.
guy with like 300K subscribers, 400K subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Around that time. So, and he lived in the same town as me, like, and I knew him through also friends that were friends with him, and his name, you know, spread around every now and then. And at that time, one guy, he said, hey, there's he's looking for an editor right now. And I was like, really? I was like, I'm gonna try to see what happens with this. And just at that time, I was working at McDonald's. Throughout high school, I was working at McDonald's, part-time job. That's also where I learned that I don't want to like work in these type of jobs forever. And that's the whole reason, college and trying to look for different opportunities, and keep in mind that this is a young mind. This is my young mind that as much as I can think of is like college. That is the go-to,
The only route.
the only thing. Yes, the only route to success, college. And I'm a big advocate for like. It's not that I go around saying no college, but I personally I really don't. I discourage like my sisters to like not go to college, people that I care about, because I'm like, you could be doing, because it's fun for me finding new ways to make money, different ways to make money, and I like that. And throughout that time throughout these experiences is where I learned that I don't want to be doing what I'm doing. So it's like I went to McDonald's, didn't put minimal effort. Everybody knew I hated that place. And I knew a lot of my friends that worked there, because I brought in a lot of my friends to work at McDonald's with me because it was fun. That's what made it fun, at least bearable.
You and all the homies flipping burgers?
Yeah. All of my homies from high school,
Okay,
yes, literally.
You guys had to have been messing around. Like, what was the craziest story during McDonald's days? Just got to hear that real quick.
Oh, so there was... there was this one time where there's this guy, my friend, one of my best friends. He liked this girl, super obsessed, loved her. And one day at school, I said, "Hey, I told her that you cried over her the other day." And I don't know. I was just kidding. I'd never said anything of that. But we were
over here starting rumors.
Exactly. I just started a rumor. Crazy. I just instigated, and like I said it. Didn't even like. I guess he pondered upon it too much, and I didn't notice. It was like I blurted it out. We continued walking our day. Maybe had a little bit of a back and forth, but other than that, fine. I go to work later the next day. And no, not the next day, that same day after school. And I'm in the back doing register, because I love doing register, because if you don't do fucking nothing, right. you just take money. You just take money.
$5.56.
Exactly. And he's like, I see him walking, trudging. He's a huge guy. He's like, bro, I told her I didn't cry for her. I did not cry for her. And I was like, oh. I was like, bro, I never told her that you cried for her. And then he's like,
he starts crying.
He literally he's like, no, because he speaks in this like really dramatic, like he's like, no. He's like, bro, how could you do this? And he like starts banging on the wall. He's like, bro, and people are starting to turn their heads, and I was just dying. I was dying. I'm like, it's that uncontrollable laughter, man. It was so funny. It was so funny. And later that like probably like 20, 30 minutes, she comes and she's like, hey, why did Antonio tell me that? Like, why was he crying? And I was like, I couldn't even. I was like, yeah, no, it was just, I'm sorry.
It's a pride thing, man. He didn't want to seem like a soft baby for this guy. That's really what it comes down to.
Bro, but I messed with him so much. I thought he was like, he's just messing. Like, I don't know. He took it really like.
Took it to the heart.
I gotta not. No, which is understandable.
Young love. That's funny. That'd be fun though, like working with the guys and stuff.
Yeah, everybody was there. But yeah.
So you went for McDonald's. And
after McDonald's, I went to working with Tyler. Like I said, that guy, he told me that he was looking for an editor. I told one of my friends that I knew for a fact that he was friends with Tyler, like good friends. And he's like, yeah. I got an interview with him, got together, got into work, and it was a weird couple of days, because I put in that strategy, like the faking it till you make it, because dude, I am not gonna lie, I didn't know how to edit the way he wanted me to edit. Yeah. I knew how to control like my way around the mouse and computer and where the tools were to use. But like there's so much psychology
How
behind.
how
like,
long have you been editing up until that point? Like how much experience did you have with editing?
So it was like freshman year, like I touched the editing software every like month or two to finish that one project, and it was like that probably
Like last minute.
It wasn't that like that much, and it was just cutting one clip to another, because that's all I knew, and it's like I'm always going through that process of like because my dream at the time was to make movies. Like I wanted to go to like Hollywood, like and this is that's a whole other subject too about Hollywood and stuff like that, because you really are Hollywood. You get enough money, you fund your own film, you begin to produce your own stuff.
Yeah, who needs
T.
Hollywood?
Woody's Hollywood.
I mean that's
T. Woody's making his own Hollywood, which is
I should
awesome.
name my daughter Holly.
That's actually
I got
heat.
that late.
I've already thought about that for a long time.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say there's no way that just hit you on the top of the head.
No. That's
Last
been a
name
thing.
Wood.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. That's right. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Abby, if we have another girl, Holly.
That'd be fire.
That'd be
Actually,
crazy, huh?
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, basically touched very, not rarely, but not. It was. There was a point where like I was on the computer 8 hours a day, 13 hours a day, 10 hours a day, every day, and that was like, I saw exponential growth when that.
Is that like when you
in those
became
times.
obsessed with the craft?
No, to answer your question, no, because I started noticing growth right away because it was new things right away, right? It's like the whole psychology behind YouTube. Started at he explained his part of it because he's a producer. He's telling the editors what to do or whatever, and he has tricks and tips and all his psychology that I didn't focus on. So his psychology goes into thumbnails, into retention, into graphs, which
Dylan will touch on later.
You'd be
He
good to
definitely
talk
will.
on that for I know for a fact. You'd probably be a master at YouTube analytics if you could if you wanted to for sure. Yeah, and like and all of that is literally analytics. It's like he looks at graphs, how many people clicked, how many people how much retention. He erased like peaks where people like the retention
Dipped
went
in the
down.
video.
He deleted those so it didn't exist. And it would be just like a straight up line or a line because another little information, like if your video is at 50% retention, golden video, great video. If it's below 50, trash video. Stuff like that. I was in charge of making the video as entertaining as possible, popping up little animations here and there. And that's the stuff that like I was really not prepared for because I came in with a really like, I guess cinematic or just a very vanilla editing mentality. And he taught me a lot of that, and I saw so much growth.
Yeah.
It was like in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like and it's funny because he used to get so mad. He used to get so mad. I'm like, I never want to be like that. I never want to be a boss like that.
Slams the keyboard.
Yeah, it's just but after
Do you feel like because you didn't want to disappoint him, there was a lot of pressure for you to like, because you said you kind of came in like not really feeling adequate up to the job, and then you were forced to just make it happen.
I've always had that problem. Always. And to answer your question, like I don't even know if it's me or if it's definitely like I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to disappoint myself. And it's obviously I want to keep my job. So like that is probably the first one to answer that question. Like I don't so yeah, there's huge amount of pressure. Huge.
So you had to make it happen. No matter what.
But the thing is, and not to toot my own horn, but I like to be easy going and like easy to work with. I need to be that because
which you extremely are.
Hopefully,
So
hopefully,
the whole summer so far.
Hopefully, because that is like the number one goal. Because even now, right now, I'm experimenting with my own content now and producing for other people. Being easy to work with and having people also that are easy to work, like hiring people or getting people to work with you that are easy to work with is way better than a person that is like super talented.
You really don't want someone up your ass. The whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
A stickler on every single move.
Yeah,
you make.
no,
Like, if it's
man.
not the certain way, it's not the right way. Like
Yeah.
you got to be flexible with. This
Yeah,
type of stuff.
yeah, and understand that they're also learning as you're going because every person's and videos are different. So it's like you just really have to be understanding, and which I've gained the knowledge of like editing to understand the editors a little bit more, which is pretty good. But yeah, and then to answer the other when did that's where the
Obsession.
grind mentality came in, bro.
Right.
Where it was like I was watching this man. That's one thing I admire about him so much. It was the fact that he was so hardworking. And remember, I came from McDonald's, just a regular job, and you get on, you work from this hour to this hour, and you go. And I had that mentality throughout almost all his work. And I say that it's fine because that is not my company, you know? Like
You're an employee.
I am an
clock
employee.
In, clock
Yes,
out.
clock in, clock out. But I did take away a lot of like, because you
Raw
see a lot of growth.
information.
Yeah, you see a lot of growth, and you get like addicted to the growth.
Absolutely.
And like you see a bunch of like numbers, and you get addicted to the numbers. And sadly, even though he wasn't paying me what I thought. Not even what I think. I know he should have paid me more. Just period. I think that it was just everything that I learned was so valuable, and the fact that I just did that because of my own like addiction to what I was seeing, I thought that was so beneficial. Those days, because it got really, really like really bad. There was days where I didn't sleep the whole night, and I remember now, and I mean, I'm close to even doing that now, but I'm doing it for myself now. But there's points where I just didn't. It was for full 24 hours, 25 hours, 26 hours. He went to sleep. I was still in the office trying to get these last edits done, because you always say, oh yeah, I have to do this, and for whatever reason, all these little movements with your mouse, I get so frustrated because it's never what you say it's gonna be. But yeah, that's where the grind mentality came in, because of what I saw on him, because of what I experienced, and when and I'll say, like, I had no time for friends, no time. I disappeared a lot of the times just because I needed to focus on this. A lot of cool experiences with him, traveling, blah blah blah. That's where I got my first taste of going on an airplane. And my first trip was here to Florida, and it was super cool. But yeah, things went. It's funny because like Nick always talks like really, 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 really bad, and that's fine. But
In what sense?
In the sense that it was unfair, because it was really unfair.
Oh, like what you guys do.
It was really unfair. And he paints this huge blanket on top of it. I feel like I could be completely wrong. Like I need to talk to Nick again, but it doesn't really matter because we're here now. But whatever. I all I could say personally is that I'm super grateful for everything that I learned in that job, because that is what skyrocketed me in terms of like just skill and ability, for just being quick, in the sense of like at least the sector of YouTube editing is just insane in terms of picking up quick on the field and quick on in the editing, which I still think I'm really slow. But in comparison,
there's always room
yeah.
for, you know.
There's, and I continue to, yes, just learn. But yeah, it was definitely the grind mentality, even though it's a little bit sometimes not healthy. But that's another lesson I learned later, like a year later, to just the balance of everything, is really what I learned from that. Then I got into FCM, Final Cut Media in Modesto. Me and Tyler parted ways. We got into a little bit of not altercation like physical or
falling
anything.
out.
A little falling out, yeah. He moved but the main reason was because he moved to Texas. I didn't want to move to Texas, And this whole time, like, I was never like a jealous,
Trent Wood is so strong. Ladies, he's taken, but
you guys
he
see
is
that?
so strong.
Play that back. All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Plays back.
Sorry, I thought that was gonna be a lot easier than it was. I thought
It's like a whole soup can you're trying to crush.
it was gonna be a pop can. I was like, that is not crushing. He's over here.
Struggling trying to. It's got good durability though.
It's a strong ass can. If you,
Yeah.
guys
It is,
if you need
bro.
to smack someone with a can, get a coconut
I
water.
thought you were just messing around that you couldn't close it. I was like, what is going on?
I got distracted.
And then FCM, I went. It was just a marketing agency, so I went on unemployment for like a couple months. This was like right when COVID was like ending. I survived all of COVID with Tyler, which was good because the entertainment business never like died or anything. So
So you guys
that was
kept
pretty
making
good.
YouTube videos all through
Yeah,
COVID.
as the world was shut down.
Just couldn't travel a lot, I guess, or you
we
just
traveled.
did in
I
California.
mean, in the beginning, he couldn't. There was like one video he couldn't make because of the travel to Japan. He wanted to go try the Wagyu beef or something.
oh wow,
Yo, that
that'd
would
be
be cool.
Yeah, but he never did that video. Yeah, I got a local video job agency. Pretty monotonous in the sense of it's the same thing, 9 to 5. And then right there is where I noticed. Well, this whole time it's like I want to have what. Like, I love what I'm doing, and I love what I'm, like, filming and editing and stuff like
You
that.
want to make a life out of it.
But I want to make a life, and I want it to be mine. I want that for me.
That's the best thing right there.
Uh-huh.
I like that you said that. I want it to be mine.
Yeah,
right? I don't want
yeah.
to do it for anyone else.
No.
I want what I love to do to
Mhm.
be for me.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the number one thing that, like, just looking at my boss there, but I knew, like, I wasn't ready. Like, at the same time, like, I felt like I was a little bit too shy. Just getting rid of that, like, high school young introvertedness.
not
and, like,
feeling like good enough.
Yeah. So, like, I really, in that new job, I really tried to, and this was all, like, kind of internal, because it's like I said, is you go to work, you just go to work 9 to 5. But internally, like, I was really trying. But there was also, like, tough times because it's like you're doing this over and over, and you find no fulfillment in what you're doing, and you start falling into things that you shouldn't fall into. And things just get rough sometimes, and life gets in the way, and things get in the way. Your mentality gets all messed up, just because, like, it's like I compare it to, like, it's like I can't be without doing anything, and anything I mean, like, it was like sitting in a room with your thoughts alone, and then letting just negative thoughts come in.
That's the worst feeling. Right there.
And that job was like a bubble of that, like a bubble of that. Even though I was doing things, it still was so. It was
Yeah,
and
wasn't fulfilling.
yeah. And towards the end of that, I was like, I'm done. Like, I need something. I need something. And this is and along the way, I built up a little bit of. It's crazy because, like, things were running in the background, and I didn't know that. Like, I have a friend whose uncle is a business partner with this, like, really wealthy real estate owner. Like, he just owns a lot of, like, buildings and stuff like that. And he's basically the Grant Cardone for, like, the Hispanic community at the moment. And which is not huge, not yet at least. But and then, like, the Nick stuff, Nick already left and made his own life over here with you, and he was, like, thriving, and, like, and all of that, like, was also in addition to, like, man, I gotta do my own thing. I gotta do my own thing.
What did Nick do when he was with Alex?
With Alex? Oh, Tyler?
Tyler.
Or, sorry,
He was
Tyler.
he looked at all on how to make the video happen. So if Tyler needed an island, Nick looked for the island. If Tyler needed
An
boat,
island.
yeah, there was, like, one time
To,
where he
like, go
survived.
film.
Yeah, where he
Wow.
survived.
Dude, California's different, bro.
Dude.
No, it was we had to come over here.
Oh, in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to
So
come
we
to Florida?
found he found an island over here in Florida. It's funny. Those stories are funny. There's so many little stories in the story. Which
So Tyler would be like, okay, guys, the video is going to be surviving in the ocean for 24 hours with
Mhm.
sharks. Nick, figure out how to make it happen.
Boom.
Nick would make phone
Mhm.
calls. Hey, we need sharks. We need someone who can take us out there. We need like
Someone bring us sharks.
we need a boat that we can stay on.
Mhm.
So Nick's right. So he was like the
that's funny.
He was
event
the go-to. Yeah, the coordinator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
figuring
yeah,
it
yeah.
all out.
I could
Which-
see Nick doing
Which
that.
explain,
too.
yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
very like dialed in and good
Yeah.
at figuring stuff out and
Yeah.
like get it done. So
Those were some wild days with Nick.
I could only imagine. Can only imagine
Yeah.
you guys going.
I don't
crazy.
want to anymore.
You've suppressed those memories.
A little bit. Nah. Yeah. No, they were fun. They were really fun. It's just Nick's just funny guy.
Yeah.
Nick's just fun.
Well, it's cool that you've had the experience to like. Not a lot of people can be like, oh yeah, I was an editor for a big YouTuber. Like,
Huge
Yeah.
YouTuber.
yeah, that's a cool experience that you've had, and it sounds
Yeah.
like it forced you into
I
some
need to
massive
milk
growth.
it as much as I can. now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's on your resume forever.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
on your resume
Mhm.
forever, so it's cool, and that's what attracted me to you too, is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I knew you had some crazy good experience, and I was like, dude, we could
Mhm.
team up, and build something pretty big. And I love that you're doing your own business and growing that, and yeah, hopefully we can all help you freaking blow up.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
hold on. Let's go, baby.
It's just wow.
Well, I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Install.
One of the best texts to get
Hey.
Zoom in on
as
it.
a rep.
Zoom in on
As
it.
a rep. I got you. I was just waiting for that text. That's all really.
There you go. Okay, we're back
And we live.
and we live.
And we
So
live.
Literally.
go back. Where were you leaving off?
I
at?
think we left off. I don't know. I think
Essentially
it was
you
the
and Nick.
monotony. Oh yeah, Nick, and just the monotony of the job as well. Going back to the first conversation, and after that, after the whole adventure with Tyler, me getting that job, in my local area, essentially that job just went under. I was taking a lot of, which was crazy because I did learn a lot from that guy that ran that company. I learned just on the business side on how they were. It's a lot of little things that in the end compound into a couple of things, a lot of things. It's like how they run a company, how they, how you get your licenses, your business licenses. I always asked around. You saw them how they treat customers, and obviously it's not the same as treating a customer from like McDonald's, and well, like clients, like trying to see what their needs are and how you could do all that, and just like more business stuff. That's what I learned, but it's weird because that company died, and that had a big impact on me because I was like, I'm learning from this dude whose company's like dead now because he
Don't
is
follow his footsteps.
yeah, exactly. But you always pick and choose, right? So hopefully I'm picking. I mean, I think I've been picking the good stuff because that's always on my mind. It's just always on my mind now. It's like I can't be like that. I can't be like that. So I learned the negatives, which is good.
you learned what not to.
Yeah,
do.
what not to do. And essentially, like this dude is just great guy in the sense of just a person, but we went to work every day. The dude, I thought when he was behind the computer in his office, I thought while we were doing the heavy lifting and the editing and like video production, I thought he was looking for clients. I thought he was looking for more business. And then I find out, I don't remember how I found out. I think he even just told us, yeah, we don't have any more clients. And I'm like, and months before this, I was like, why isn't this guy like looking for more business? He's like expecting business to like come at him out of nowhere, like which does sometimes, like you get recommended, but there's points where like you have to get somebody, and then that somebody will start a new chain of recommendations and stuff like
It's all
that. Or, like,
referrals, baby.
every now and then, like
You got to make it happen. Yeah, you got to go after it.
and that's one thing. Like another thing is like making it happen. There's so many people that just say, And I have a couple of friends that
I hope
I hope, and I'm like,
I'll
yeah,
try.
I'm planning to do this thing, and I'm planning to rap, and I'm planning to, yeah, I'm gonna start up a business in a little bit, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. But like I see you and I text you and you've been on your phone for the past like 5 hours, or you've been watching a show for the past like 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like and it might seem crazy, and this is where the stuff comes, and I get a little bit like, oh, like just a little bit mad, because I think about like my family and my siblings, and I wish they, like, I want my sister, the little one, could enjoy her childhood, but she's entering being 18 and stuff. Like, I cannot. I need you. Like, I need her to open up her mind a little bit, and use, well, I want her to enjoy her childhood, the little that she has left, and I want her to, but I want her that as soon as she sees fit, which I'm seeing fit, like, I need you to be proactive and say, like,
Right.
how can I be productive today? Not expect things to fall from the sky, because they're not. And stop saying, like, yeah, I'm planning to be, if you're planning to be a, and this is the thing that bothers me with college too, I'm planning to be a this or a that or a that or this. College is your push to be a that or whatever you're saying. Like, is that your push? Like, you're gonna go, like, put money, you're basically forcing yourself by paying this organization to basically push you, kind of. And then even then they don't push you, because you go to party or you go do this in college and stuff like that. So, like, that money that you put into this thing is basically yep, I paid now, so I have to do this type of thing. When you, before you even go into college, could you think, how can I already learn this stuff without having to even pay? And like, how can I prove that I know how to do this without having a degree?
Well, luckily now there's a lot of opportunity to.
Yes.
A lot of certifications.
Yeah, well, you can. Well, even then, it's like a lot of things that are taught in college. Now, with the blessing of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
You
a
find on the
lot
internet.
of that is found for free online,
Yeah.
right? Now, some people do better with an instructor in that classroom setting.
Physically being in the
Some
moment.
people
Yes.
operate
Around,
and
yeah.
learn
Mhm.
better that way. Some people, it's hard for them to like sit down and force themselves to
Yeah,
learn
yeah.
a whole curriculum or topic on their own. They need
Yeah,
they
yeah.
need that like attendance face to face, right? But it is
It's
beautiful
funny
that we
'cause
have the
I'm so
access to
sorry.
everything.
I just thought about that. I'm like, you went to college and you're still going
I'm
to
still
college.
in college.
No,
Yeah.
and that's good. No, I completely get what you're saying, but yeah. It's just
No, college is great. We need
we need more educated.
No, we
people.
do.
the educated. We need
yes.
more educated
I
people.
agree.
It's just it's nowadays. It's just not the only route.
Yes.
It's not mandatory. Like,
Mhm.
you don't need to go to college to be successful nowadays.
It used
You
to
really
be
don't.
more like that, but now there is so many different ways to
There's
make
so many
money
other
and be
routes.
successful.
Like,
yeah.
you have this device right here can literally make you so much money if you use it the right way. Like,
Yeah.
you spend so much money for it, why not use it to make more money? You know?
For a person that just cannot be in a classroom, and then I get sick of just thinking about in a classroom, that was not my choice. But for a person that is probably gonna make more money than me in like the next couple of years than I ever will, I'm pretty sure this the college was the right choice for him. But it's just not. Yeah, just I don't have that analytical mind. This guy's very analytical. Very I mean, he's using
Borderline genius.
exactly. He's using his skills that he's learning. To be honest, like probably college has been just an aid to your already gift in your head.
So yeah, so Dylan, you're in college,
I am in college.
and which we love. We love you being in college.
I also love being in college.
I did one semester.
One semester. I mean, that's
I was doing my generals. Yeah, I was gonna be a dentist. I've kind of told the story, right?
yeah.
I was gonna be a dentist, so I just started I was just barely getting started, but then I found sales. So because for me going to college, it was about getting the highest paying job.
Right.
So because that was my purpose for going, I found an alternate route to hit that same goal without the college, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are you going into? What are you studying?
So right now I am studying computer science and information systems in school. I just finished my sophomore year. I would have, if I would have decided to take a little bit more credits during the summer, I would have graduated a full year early. But right now I'm only on track to graduate a semester early, which I'm okay with. But yeah, I got most of my college paid for, thanks to my good test scores and lots of AP classes in high
That's
school.
awesome. If you can get it free, Might
Yeah,
as
so
well.
that's really the main reason why I'm going. I mean, especially for like computer science, if you're going to be a programmer, most of the time it doesn't even matter about the degree that you have. Like, for example, for Google, a lot of their interview questions have to deal with the thought process and certain certifications that you may or may not have. It doesn't, I mean, your degree is essentially just a highlight on an application to a company that doesn't care about you. However, with that being said, I also do think that it is important that that more people can go to college, that they are educated. I feel like it's very important to have a society that is educated, but also you don't have to go to college to be educated. It's more so just a way to prove that you are educated, that you went through with it. For me, I don't necessarily like school. I do like, however, that I get to have a schedule in place and I get to learn something every single day, and something is there pushing me to learn something.
You like that structure?
Absolutely. And there's a certain thing in your brain. It's called myelin. And actually, one of my best friends from back home, Josh, told me a lot about this. So your myelin is the coating around your nerve cells. And the more problems that you face in a certain day, and I'm not talking about just like mental struggles, like I'm talking about real problems that you'd have to certainly figure it out. Say just for example, it's a math problem, super hard math problem. If you feel like you can't figure it out and you just keep on working and working and working at it until you're able to solve it, it actually builds myelin in your brain. And you're actually, the more myelin that you have, the more thought process that you have. And so every problem that you just give up on, that you don't care about solving, you're not building up any myelin in your brain, and you're not getting any knowledge from it. So my whole thing with school is like, once I have a problem, I'm gonna do whatever it takes in order to be able to solve that problem. Like most people just end up screw this, as soon as they don't get
Too
it,
hard, quit.
It's too hard, yeah, or it's too. I mean, you could apply that to everything, but especially I feel like when it comes to school and academics. I mean, like physical pain is easy. Like for me, example, like getting through a workout would be pretty easy. Like physical pain doesn't really bother me that much. It's more the mental pain
You can't
and emotional
solve
baggage.
it.
Are you thinking more like
Exactly.
is it problem solving,
Yeah.
strategic thinking that's building that? Is that what that is?
Yeah. So like I don't remember exactly I don't remember the exact scientific study what it was about. I don't even remember who conducted it. I remember reading something about with myelin after Josh had told me about it. Reading something about myelin, and the more that you're able to not give up, the more problems that you're able to solve. It's essentially a snowball effect. The more problems that you're able to solve, the higher difficulty of problems you're
I feel like it's almost, you can compare it to physically working out, but you're just working out your brain. Like you're making your brain stronger over and over and over again because you're not giving up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in a workout, you're not giving up. You're breaking down the muscle cells. They're repairing. Same with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it just sounds like to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And the field that you're in is coding, right?
Yeah, so
Essentially
it's
just programming.
software
So
design.
that's basically just a lot of trial and error and
Yep.
like trying to solve things and
Lots of
trying to make things work, right? That's why
exactly.
this whole okay, I see.
So devil's advocate. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
say with what you're going into. So we talk about college, right? You say so college. You're linking college and education as synonymous.
Not exactly.
So is there other forms to gain that education
Absolutely.
without the traditional tuition, college?
There absolutely is. I don't think that there's a more effective way to be educated than college. But
Do you feel like you would cue that or coin that as the most effective route to gain the education?
Yes, to learn the most about your entire world that's around you, and to go into a specific route that you decide to choose on.
Did you raise your hand?
Yeah, you don't have to raise your hand, man.
Hasael, you are permitted to speak.
You have to go to the
playing
bathroom?
college. I'm just kidding. No, no.
Well, I mean, but there
no,
are
no.
certain,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
but there are certain classes that are just complete and utter bull crap. Like
So why? So why do they do that?
I think
Because that class cost me money, and that class has nothing to do with what I'm trying to.
yeah,
to do.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Those are certain things at college that I don't completely agree with. However, and I talk to my dad about this all the time because I always talk to my dad. He's one of my biggest one of my biggest helpers, to put it in a very a broad term.
Supporter, yeah.
Yeah, supporter. But he plays devil's advocate most of the time with me, especially if I get upset about something. Like this past year, I had to take a class called theater appreciation.
Bro,
Like a gen ed or something.
Yeah, so it's a gen ed, and so I think it's absolutely dumb. Like it's a waste of hour of my time.
money.
I had it.
Well, I'm getting
yours is
most of
free,
it for free.
but
That's
yeah.
the only reason why I'm going to college, is because it's relatively free. But for theater appreciation, he said, okay, well, obviously the class is not necessary for what the field that I choose to go into.
Right.
But it's important to be able to learn about certain things. Like for example, if you're saying like stage left or stage right or whatever the hell, some people just don't understand what that means, and someone else could be talking about it, and it's a different way to just think about a certain situation.
I'm gonna challenge that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
And and remember, everything's just respectful. I completely
Yeah.
It's
No, just spit it out. Jeff.
no,
Yeah, just go ahead.
Spit it out.
So, I personally think that you could be the way you are right now. All the knowledge without college.
Yeah,
I completely think that you could
I agree.
you could reach this state. The mile in, the stage left, and stage right.
Okay.
I wait. Okay, and
Let's see
then
where he's
the-
going with this right now.
Yeah.
The mile in and stage left and stage right. I want to ask myself, how does that help me accomplish the ultimate goal? At least the ultimate goal that I have right now,
What's your ultimate goal?
making a lot of money.
Well, then
Isn't that everyone's ultimate goal though?
Not
always.
not always. But like, so if you're going into coding or whatever, your degree,
How
theater
does,
appreciation, in my mind, life is too short.
exactly?
Time is the
Yes,
most
yes.
valuable asset we have.
Yes.
Yes.
I would be like, wasted
Exactly.
time. That knowledge will never support me, will never serve me.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Maybe I'll be able to carry a conversation with somebody about theater one day, 20 years down the road, because of this class. But it's like,
Because now I
don't
have
care
time
about
to
that.
go
Yeah,
to
I don't
theater and learn
care about it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting
No,
how they do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
To back Dylan up on that though, because I graduated from college, right? I have my bachelor's in marketing,
mhm.
minor in public relations.
Beautiful.
I took a Zen class. All right, we did a Zen study, basically big BS class.
What's,
I see what you're saying.
What
though.
is Zen? What is
Zen?
what
Zen?
is
It's
it?
like finding the peace of mind.
Oh,
in
like
your head.
Zen.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't ask me what I learned from that class because it was an 8 a.m. And I don't know if you go to college, you know the 8 a.m.s are
Zen.
the absolute worst. It would put me to sleep.
interesting.
But
Mhm.
basically, what you're saying though with the theater class, like as a gen ed, it kind of just gives you a different outlook on the way that people do live their lives and what they have to go through in a different circumstance, a different field, a different study. Like you start to think outside of your own bubble, right? You're not so trapped and so tunnel visioned on the one thing that you are focused on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Essentially, just gives you another perspective
Yeah.
and how to think. Do I think overall that class was a waste of my time? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't getting a good majority of my college paid for, I wouldn't. I like I said, I probably would not have gone.
Yeah.
And I probably would be a lot more upset having to take a theater appreciation.
Yeah.
class.
If you had to pay for it, you'd be
Of
like,
course, yeah.
like,
I
I'm
would
not
not
paying
be.
for this
I would
crap.
not be happy with that.
and I got to pay for this textbook that's $500 that it's not even need to do.
Stupid prices.
Well,
first
my
of all.
textbooks are other than college. The only real way to prove that you are educated, especially and this is only in the sense of an employer, is to pay for a certification. Now, surely that's way less than paying for college, but really the only way to back up an education is to pay for a certification or
Yeah.
to
And
What
pay
is a
for some sort of
certification?
class.
So keyword employer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So-
only in the sense of an employer.
That's
I
if
want to be the
I
employer.
want to work for somebody.
I want to be the
else.
employer.
Yeah,
Right.
you want to be the guy hiring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You want to be the CEO, and you
Yeah.
don't need a degree to start a business.
No.
Now, if I am a CEO, say, hey, I do want to, and yes, I'm probably going to need some business knowledge, right? I'm going to need to take a class, like maybe some business classes, but a lot of that stuff, yeah, there's classes online. There's other ways to gain that knowledge, right? And on top of that, it's like, okay, maybe if I'm a CEO, I could be a college dropout, build an amazing company
Mm-hmm.
as a CEO, but then maybe, yeah, I do want to hire a guy to be the financial advisor for the company
has a
that does
degree.
have a degree.
Yeah.
Who
So-
got an
Exactly.
A plus? in
Because I want to
statistics.
know that he knows what he's doing and he's got the proper learning, right?
Exactly.
And maybe I won't be like college degree, but I'll certificate. What have you done? What are your accomplishments?
Exactly.
If he's like, oh, I was a financial advisor for this company and we accomplished this, I'm like, okay, that's for me, that's just as valuable as a degree. Because some guys just float. Let's be honest, some guys float through college to get the degree.
Yeah,
And they honestly didn't learn shit. And then there's guys that have. He said, Jay,
Guilty.
and my little brother, he didn't go to college, and he is coder, genius, computer wizard.
Yeah.
Right? Getting paid multi six figures to run dial like call centers and things like that for companies in Utah. And he gets paid handsomely because of his skill set. And so, and now that he has this resume of working for these different companies and what he's done, like the college degree thing is like, it's not, I don't think it's as important today as it was during our parents' generation.
100%.
During our parents' generation, there wasn't really the internet and different ways to make money. It was, you got a degree to go work for a company, get the W-2, get the insurance, get the health, get the
security.
benefits.
But I will say this though, the vast majority of millionaires went to college.
So how do they
I will
become?
with that.
So
I need
how
to
they
fact
become
check.
millionaires? Going to college.
I need to
It's
I need a fact check.
go
on that
ahead.
one.
You could look it up.
No, I do need.
I think
fact
it's like
check.
80. I think it's like 86% of all millionaires. In the United States.
I need to see the Carfax.
No. Let's
right now,
look
but-
that up because
Yeah.
I think most millionaires are made by real estate. I think real estate has made the most millionaires because if you get so for example, yes, college degree. If you're saying, okay, I'm a millionaire because I got my college degree. If I got a degree, that means I'm going to get hired by somebody, which means I'm going to be on salary, which means my income is capped. So most people that did most
Unless if you're on
circumstan-
salary and you make commission at the same time.
maybe.
That
But
was
now
my
you're
first
talking
job.
about
You
now
can
you're talking
become
about
millionaire
sales.
off of salary.
Yeah.
Off of salary alone.
You can. I agree, but I do feel like it's a slower process because you're trading your time for money, not trading your effort for money.
Yeah.
So that's where we get into it. Because even if you have a degree,
88% of surveyed millionaires graduated from college.
how many of those became millionaires because of their degree that they got in college?
I hate
That's-
when Dylan's right though.
That's
sometimes,
the
bro.
fact that I want to know. Because how many people graduate from
He's right, but
college?
no.
I'm just saying.
He's like never wrong though. That's the crazy.
I'm just saying.
Because of college.
Well,
No, that's
I don't,
cool.
I don't want to get into a dangerous place where like people are saying, okay, well, college. I don't want to get to a dangerous part where people are saying like college is a scam. You don't need college. Don't go to college. Like that sort of thing. Like I don't want to get into that. Do I think that college is necessary in order for you to become rich? No. Do I think that it will definitely push you to be more successful? Absolutely. So Mark Zuckerberg is a great example of this. A lot of the big gurus that talk about finance that say that college is a scam, whatever. Mark Zuckerberg he created Facebook, but the reason why he dropped out was because he figured that his opportunity cost from him staying in college was probably going to be less than if you were to stay in college. Whereas if you would have dropped out and stayed with Facebook, you would have made a lot more money.
Right.
Do I think that his motivation was money? Probably. In the sense of growing Facebook. But for the vast majority of people that are thinking about starting a business while they're in college, their opportunity costs is probably gonna say to stay in college. Most of the time, you're not going to become, a multimillionaire. Like the vast majority of the time, you're not going to become a multimillionaire by starting a business in college. And even if you just do decide to not go to college, starting a business where you're going to become a multimillionaire is very, 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 very slim.
Right. It's very rare in the first place.
Exactly.
In the first place.
And so I very strongly dislike it when someone like a guru or something online points to one of the very few small people like Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, or Mark Zuckerberg. They point to them and say, well, these three guys did it. Why can't you? I mean, of course, it is a mix of your mentality and then your discipline. But above all, I mean, they were very lucky to be able to grow a business like that.
They're the outliers.
Exactly. They're the complete outliers. And so I'm not saying that you need college to be successful. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that if you want to just if your goal is to just make the ultimate amount of money, then college, picking a good field that will make you the most money it would probably be the best to go to college for the vast majority of people. But
fields.
well, I mean, it
Surgeon, lawyer.
yeah, I mean the big paying jobs. But if your opportunity cost states that you have a job that you're going to make more money
And,
than
like-
if you were to go through college, then go through that job.
And
If your
there's
goal
a-
is to make the money,
Which was my scenario.
exactly, yeah,
My opportunity cost, because I went out and did a sales job for 4 months in the summer between college semesters, made $92,000.
exactly.
And I was like, okay, all of a sudden now I'm like, my opportunity cost is, which I still could have kept doing that through the summers. I still could have went to college and still done the summer job
Right.
of selling and making commissions. But because I understood that the leadership position in that specific job was 150K on average.
It just kept
So then I was
rising.
like, okay, yeah. So then it was a pivot for me where it's like, okay, the initial plan was dentistry because of the money and the freedom. But then I found an alternate route that I felt like could get me there quicker. Because my uncle's a dentist. Took him 13 years.
I would say freedom.
Graduated.
Yeah, and you're one of the outliers. Like
Yeah.
for a vast majority of people, the route that you took will not be feasible for them.
For sure,
Whether or not
for
be due to their mentality or what, maybe some
Work
unforeseen
ethic, whatever it
work
is.
ethic, yeah, whatever it may be. But I feel like if you want to be the most successful. For the vast majority of people, for an average kid coming right out of high school,
I
is
feel like
to go
you
into
need those
college.
jobs though.
It's a
Like,
safer-
you
it's a safer
need to-
route.
You need to
Yeah,
go those.
it's a safer route. It's a safer route to become, to have money.
But is it
Get
this?
money.
Okay, but let's change the name. Let's change the word college to educated. Is it the same? If you say, hey, no,
No.
you need to get educated.
No,
to-
it's not
to-
the same.
So what's the difference?
The difference between college and being educated,
Certification.
yes.
Which is losing its
Value.
value
Right.
of importance
You
in,
can-
in today's world.
I
Yes,
agree.
you can be educated with no certification, but then what's good with being educated if you want to be hired by an employer, and that's only in the sense.
But
of
once
you
again,
being
you're
an
falling
employer.
back to the security and the stability of, okay, I went to school, I got this job, got hired by this employer, right?
Yeah.
I'm making that base salary, right? Got my 401k, all that stuff. Like, you can't grow past that. You're
Oh
capping
yeah,
out.
and most
And people feel
want a
comfortable
safe-
with
yeah,
that. That's the
Exactly.
problem, though.
Most people want a safe route, want a safe and comfortable route, and most of the time that ends up leading to a pretty good life. A pretty good life. Will it lead to the best life? Probably not. It probably won't lead to the life that you want to live. But for most people, that's the safe route that they're complacent
I
with.
think
And I
that's
feel
the
like-
key. That's the key. It's if you want to be average,
Go that route.
college.
Well, above average, the average would be.
Well, you have the
dropping out of-
opportunity to still be above average.
Yeah.
But it's the safe route. Get a degree. Get hired by an employer.
You're not going to be all the way up here.
work 9 to 5. Retire when you're 65.
I'd rather
It's a
risk it
safe
all.
route that will lead to a pretty good life, like a above average life.
Decent
if you
life, decent.
yeah.
I'd rather risk it all.
More than decent.
This
No,
is the
but
thing.
I think you need to kind of pick those jobs though, and not only pick
What-
those high paying jobs.
True,
right?
because there's college degrees where you're still making 40 grand a year.
Because what if I don't like any of those jobs, and then second,
Yeah, then don't.
yeah,
Then,
and then
don't go to school.
and then second, what if I'm going to college and I don't have that having the drive to even do something with yourself is like already having that drive, even if you're going or not going to college, just having that drive is a huge just advantage for you, since nobody else like seems to have the drive at least that you have to. Because I see you're a pretty
Thank you.
hardworking guy, you know.
I appreciate that.
And I think we're all pretty hardworking
Yeah,
people here.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot. And I don't know the statistics, but would that be true? Like, is there a lot of less hardworking people in the world that
There's
just
average
settle?
pe-
That
there's
just
average
settle?
people. Yeah, I think a lot of people are okay just surviving,
Yeah, just
Content.
surviving.
They're content with just
content
making the
with-
bare
And
minimum.
regardless if you go to college or
which
not,
sucks because
if you-
life is too short.
If
It
you
really
go to
is.
college, you still need that. Like, I need to do something with myself.
No, some people
Oh,
don't even
so-
think
yeah,
like
some
that,
people-
though. Like,
Because
they're
if you-
fine
if
with
you
making
go to
the bare
co-
minimum.
Because you go to college and it's like I guess my argument now in after hearing you out and stuff as well is like just going back to that, like having that drive to do something with yourself regardless of the route that you decide to take. Because if it is surgeon, if it is lawyer, and it's like you gotta be determined to be that best lawyer so you could go and make that amount of money that you want.
It's not even guaranteed too.
Yeah,
right?
it's yeah.
Even with the degree, you know, you're still competing against someone else to get your spot, which is good. We want that. We want competition in the marketplace.
So say you don't like college, and now you're like in that percentage of like not being, you know, right?
If you don't like
now,
college.
now you need to like make that up by being extra hardworking and like stuff like that. I don't know. It's just regardless, you just need that. But that's my final thoughts.
If you really don't like school and you don't think that it's gonna help you, then don't go.
Yeah, you got the option to.
It's really I put it down like that. I think for the vast majority of people, going to college will help them. But
I want to say my input on this real quick.
Yeah,
because I've just been kind of quiet about this whole college topic. I mean, since I did go, I kind
try
of
to speak
went
loud for the TikTok.
Yeah, I kind of went just because I was kind of urged by my parents, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Not-
that's what a lot of people.
More so my mom. If anything, more so my mom. She was like the one that she never went to school. Both my parents didn't go to school, right? 3 kids. My brother graduated. My sister graduated. I'm the baby. They wanted me to graduate. So I felt obligated in a sense, right? Had to go to college, had to get a degree, get a good job, like we've been talking about. My experience with it, and it kind of pisses me off. I can't remember who said this, but it was a celebrity. He was like, the whole point, the whole structure of college is to show your future employer that you did the list of tasks that you were asked to do, right? And that's what they expect out of their, employer, who they're going to hire. So that is like the main core of college. Is
I
like
agree with that.
you went, you did something, you were told to do something, you had a schedule, you had to do years of this, you had to do classes, you had to do everything with it. It just shows that you're able to accomplish what you've been told to do.
What do you think about that?
I think it's true, right? I'm not going to lie. I BS my way through college, all right? I graduated the 2.0, bare minimum. And I'm proud to say that.
C's get degrees, baby.
I got D's, baby. What are you talking about? I swear to God. But I mean, college to me in a different sense, I learned a lot from college without even learning a lot from college, all right? Like, I learned a lot of social skills. I learned a lot of different people. You go to a school where you have all these different, like, you're so used to high school, right? You come straight out of high school. You grew up with these kids, elementary, middle, high school. Then you go to college. You got guys coming from the inner city. You got people coming from the West Coast, the East Coast, all flying in, whatever. You all have the same idea in your head. Okay, I'm coming here. I'm going to take these classes. I'm going to graduate, get a good job. But like you just start learning a mix of life. Like you start getting a feel of what life is all about, right? You're getting a taste of where different people come from, how they grew up, how they act. And it's just, it implodes you into this new society of the way to live. And it gives you a taste of what real life is going to be about. Mm-hmm. So I think I was taught a lot of lessons, and I learned a lot of lessons just from being around other people, and then also, doing the classes.
Yeah. I think if your goal is strictly to make money, there's so many other ways to make money without spending the time or the money on a college degree. Because in my mind, too, college is a business. It's a business for profit. They're trying to make money. It is a business. A lot of the business professors have never started their own business.
Yeah.
And they're teaching business classes.
Yeah, I
Right?
have caught up on that. I'm like, dude, what?
So it's like if I wanted to learn about business, I would go online and DM a business owner and say, hey, dude, can I come shadow you at your business and learn the ins and outs? That's how I would want to gain my business education versus go to some professor that's never ran a business. So I do think there is some aspect of college where it is a business. They're trying to make money. It's a company, right? It's not. I don't think the intentions are just like, oh, we just want to educate the population. There is money involved.
Yeah.
I also right now I have an issue with the how politics is so injected into the college system right now with all the professors and all the ideology. That is making it to where almost I'm just like,
that's the one thing I
my
hate
kids
about
about
college.
It's really bad.
It's like they have one way of thinking and they think that's
corrupting
the
it.
correct way. That's the only way. If you don't listen to what I have to say, you're fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's There's definitely a lot of brainwashing going on, especially with politics.
and it's getting worse.
Oh, it's getting it's really bad. I will say that's one thing that I strongly despise.
Do you experience that? Because
absolutely.
it's been 15 years since I've been.
Yep.
Do you experience that?
Absolutely,
at school?
absolutely.
Where you have to kind of follow the group and think like everyone else, or you get kind of shunned a little bit, or
so a lot of my obviously not really my science classes. most of my science classes are on the computer anyway, where you're not really having like broad discussion. But especially in like a lot of English classes, or one time there were in a history class, it's very hard to share opinions from the other side. And that's actually what I'm hoping to solve with the political app that I'm making right now. Thank you, T. Woody, for saying that for me.
Little plug.
So it's Coffee House. It's going to be available on the App Store hopefully within January 2024 is hopefully we're going to release it.
What's
so
it
my
called?
whole Coffee House.
Coffee House.
Yep. So it'll be released to Android and iOS. We're developing it right now. Me and Josh, or Josh and I rather. But the whole point when I was when I was 18 years old, I found a huge problem in today's political industry. I despise the fact that people ever vote for the lesser of two evils in elections.
So you're saying left or right?
Yep,
Republican, Democrat.
And I really don't like that. I want to be able to create a platform that'll integrate third parties so people are able to research the political candidates. I mean, the viewers can ask themselves at home, like, do you know who the last person ran for the House of Representatives in your district last year? 99% of people are going to have no idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to especially know your local candidates, because a lot of the times your local government candidates are going to control your life more than the ones at the presidential elections.
True.
But I also think that it's important to align yourself with a political party that you share views with. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't like it that people only ever look at like one side and they share like a couple of views and they're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna vote for this guy just because I feel like he's gonna win or he has the best chance of winning, and I align with a little bit of his views. But thank you, Tootie. Coffee House. It'll hopefully be released January 2024 is what we're hoping for the release date, right before the 2024 election. So I mean,
Cool.
download it, check out your candidates, especially from other parties, Forward Party, Green Party, Libertarian Party. Don't just look at Republican and Democrat, please.
That's awesome. Do you feel like and we don't need to put this in if you don't want to, but what are you going to try to monetize the app? What's your end goal with that?
Yeah, so no, we're doing no advertisements. Our business model is number one. If you're aspiring political candidate, you're gonna have to pay to be on the app. So it's depending on the position that you're going to. Obviously, the higher positions are gonna be a little bit more expensive. And then on the app, users can donate to candidates on the app, and we'll take 3% of every donation. The reason why we want to cut out advertisements is to lower the amount of data breaching with users. So we're gonna value user privacy data. Because I mean, after all, we all know, especially with everything with Facebook, if you're not buying anything on the app, if you're not spending money on the app, then you are the product. Right. There's third party advertisers that are selling your data, so that you
Push
are
ads to
advertised.
you. Yep.
Exactly. So we're prioritizing user data. But yeah, thank you, T. Woody. I appreciate you that question.
Dude, heck yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to see it. Yeah. We'll be big supporters for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
we'll push it. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So hey, if the TikTok live is still going, comment. Are you pro college? Are you anti college?
Comments below.
Yeah, comment. Blow up the feed.
Below.
Quincy, if you're still there, comment below.
Quincy's.
Yeah.
I know Quincy's anti college. He already dropped out last year. Okay, Jay Joshua.
Jay Joshua?
Dude,
That's a new one.
we gotta get you in.
We gotta get the story.
Give us your background. I didn't know you were a college grad, so congratulations.
Yeah. Funny thing is, I really didn't even get a graduation. All right.
You didn't go?
No, I mean I went, but it was in my backyard. It's crazy.
What?
2020.
That's cute.
COVID hit.
COVID, bro.
Perfect timing. I worked my ass off 4 years.
Yeah.
Walked across my backyard. And yeah, I mean it is what it is, but
Dude, not to get off topic, but that just reminds me how freaking pissed I am that the kids that graduated high school, their senior years, bro, they're trying to play their sports,
Dude,
they're trying to graduate.
2020 was just
me.
a messed up time.
I feel so bad for you
It was
guys
horrible.
because that time of your life was freaking robbed from you.
Yeah.
Right.
And it didn't need to be done.
And you'll
it could have
never
been
get
avoided,
back.
and you'll never get it back. And you guys did not deserve that.
Yeah.
It's effed up.
Should have played 9 football games. We only played 5 my senior high school year.
It's stupid. Anyway, sorry. Got off.
Sorry,
yes.
yes.
No worries. Graduated college, went to Carthage. Like I said, got a degree in marketing, public relations, ended up getting a sales job fresh out. I was a commercial recruiter for a staffing company, right? So I was just in an office in a cubicle, had all my people around me, had 3 monitors right in front of me, my phone right here, making 200 cold calls a day, right? Reaching out to people, looking for jobs. My job was to find other people's jobs, right? And hook them up. I'm going on Career Builder, going on Indeed.
That's not marketing. That's what English.
Oh,
that's
no,
not
yeah.
marketing.
It wasn't, bro. It
That's
wasn't even the
not
field I
marketing.
went to school for, right? But it was my big boy job, right? It was like $52,000 a year plus commission. Worked it for about a month and a half, and I was absolutely miserable. Hated it. Hated my life. I was like, I'm so much better than this. I can do so much more than this. Ended up leaving there on good terms with my boss. He understood. Packed up my bags. Well, not my bags. I bought a car, right? Thinking I'm going to stay at this job. Oh, baby, I'm secure. I got money coming my way. Quit a month and a half in. Already bought a brand new 2020 Honda Civic, 7 miles off the lot.
Car payment.
Car payments hitting instantly. I'm a broke boy. I made like 3 paychecks at the job. I think I had like less than $2,000 in my bank account.
Dang.
And so I ended up packing my bags, everything I owned, threw it in my Honda Civic. My brother lived down in Sarasota, right across the way of Florida from where we're at. Ended up moving in with him. He let me live rent-free for 3 months, right? He said, I'll give you the first 3 months free. After that, I'm going to start charging you $400 a month. So that's what we did. Him and his girlfriend, Scott, Shia. Well, they're not together anymore. We'll cut that out. But at the time, it was Scott and Shia. They watched out for me. They helped me with whatever they could. Try to get me back on my feet. So I did a construction job. I was working graveyard shift, right, throughout the night. 5 days a week, and then I also had a side job as a beach boy. So I was moving the chairs for these 4 hotels right on Siesta Key. Pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I had a great time doing that. Working overnight though, and then going straight to that kind of sucked. So I was like tired constantly, beat by the sun. Everything was just draining me. Long story short, ended up going to Mexico with my family. My mom got us this little vacation. She had some credit points, whatever, and I ended up dislocating my clavicle. I don't know if you could tell, but it's right here. It pops out.
I can always see it popping out.
I was on a little wave thing, whatever, on the surfboard, broke my clavicle. Couldn't work my beach job, couldn't work my construction job. Ended up packing my bags, moved back to Wisconsin, all right? After that, I was living on my boys' couches, right? I have some of the best friends to the day I die, and they know exactly who they are. They took care of me when I couldn't even take care of myself, right? Because I wasn't going back to my mom's house. I wasn't going to my dad's house. I was trying to make a way, all right? I'm a grown man, but they were helping me out. They were giving me a roof over my head and a place to sleep. I was working side jobs left and right. Couldn't hold anything down until my boy Lane hooked me up with a job at a pizzeria, right? So I'm just doing carry out at this little pizzeria. Ended up growing into a manager position, and I'm just doing that for a year and a half, man. And I stayed on Lane's couch. I stayed on Nick's couch. I stayed on Zach's couch. Ended up renting out a room for my boy Zach's mom's basement, right? So I'm paying $200 a month for this small little room, just trying to make it work. And then I see Jimmy went to this job. So before he came out to this job his rookie year. Like I said, Jimmy is kind of like my cousin, right? I've called him my cousin for a long time just because our moms very close when they grew up. We're not related whatsoever, but he's my cousin. Before he came to this job his rookie year, we went out to breakfast. Me, him, both our moms. And he was like, all right, guys, I got something to tell you. Like, I'm about to, make a jump, really. He has no idea. He saw this stuff off TikTok, I guess. He was like, yeah, dude, they're hooking us up with an apartment. Like, we're going to go make bands and stuff, like selling shit. I'm like, oh, Jimmy, like, I'm all here for it. Both moms are like, what are you about to do? Yeah, I think he's like 18 maybe at the time.
Yeah, young
Yeah.
guy.
And Jimmy, I don't know if you knew Jimmy. You knew Jimmy back in the day.
Me and Jimmy are
Yeah,
always
you
tight.
guys go way back. But you saw when Jimmy came down, what'd you say? I don't even know if this kid's gonna make it, man. Like, Jimmy was just this shy little kid and just talking like this, man. I'm like, bro, just, put your chest up a little bit. Speak with some authority. And after the 4 months when he came back a completely changed person, right?
Severely different.
Yeah.
It was
and you could
insane.
just tell in his mentality, the way he carried himself. Like, I'm like, wow, what the hell did this job do to this man?
Dude.
Right? And then he showed me his bank account. I'm not going to say any numbers, but yeah, I definitely got a little aroused from that. I'm like, all right, hold on. You might be talking about a little something. So he was like, all right, bro, come with me one day. So it's middle of October, whatever, I think, end of October. Hop in his car. We start driving around. He's like, oh, bro.
Where was this at?
This is in Kenosha,
Oh, okay.
right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
a couple of streets down from Whitecaps where he lived.
Yeah.
We go by these new houses that are just being put up. He's like,
Yeah.
bro, this is juice. I'm like, bro, this is
You're
what?
like, what are you talking
I'm like,
about?
what the hell? He's like, bro, you see that right there? Oh, That's a deal. We used to drive around. He's like, bro, even trailer parks, check this out, right? He's still driving, just driving around, bro. I'm like sitting there like, all right, well cool.
What are we doing?
He's like, bro, this trailer park, fucking Jews, bro. I'm like, what is this man talking about? So long story short, too, we actually knock on one door and we get in. Which, if you guys know how this job works, first door knocked, and he's already a little rusty, right? First door knocking after the whole cup, everything happened like that.
Couple months later, yeah.
Couple months later, he just hasn't done it in a while. He was even surprised we got in the freaking house, bro.
Yeah.
And so we get in, he goes through the whole process, whatever. Turns out to be a two-legger. The dad had to go with the son to a baseball game, whatever. Only the wife couldn't close the one-legger. Almost had the deal. So I was like, wow, dude, this was exciting. Just like watch him go through the whole process. I don't know what the hell's going on, but this is pretty freaking
This is
cool,
fun,
bro.
yeah.
You're like, we just pull up to a random house
Yeah.
and started selling some shit?
Yeah, and he was just like talking. He knew what he was talking about, selling some cameras and shit, bro. I'm like, wow, this seems kind of fun. So yeah, like I said, that just got me interested into it. And time goes by. During this whole time, though, I do want to bring it back just a little bit. During everything I just talked about, I've had my own problems, right? Dealt with my own problems, and I'm starting to learn with this job too. You can't make excuses, man. You can't blame yourself for the little shit, and you just put, oh, this happened, well, this happened, and start throwing that shit out. And I'm just starting to lose that mentality now too. And I'll tell you, I'm happy, I'm grateful for that, really,
good.
because it's starting to shape me into the person that I've always wanted to become. All right, it's the person
that's powerful.
Love
yeah,
that.
no, but it really is, bro. And this job it's allowing me to reach the levels that I wanted to get to, and I'm happy for it. I stopped doing a lot of drugs. Right, I was drinking heavy 5-6 days a week. Just bad shit for me. Not good for my mental. Not good for my physicality wise. I'm losing friendships. I'm losing family that's losing trust in me. Just making the worst decisions. I went to jail. Everything like that. And I just was like, I need to turn my shit around, right? I got to get my shit together. That's really what it came down to. And so he took me on this first blitz, right? We go to Dallas, and it was Dallas. Went to Dallas, stayed at the crib with them, with all the guys that are, living down there. Drove to Houston. That was the first blitz. Met the whole crew of guys. I'm like, wow, this is exciting. I'm meeting all the sophomores, the vets, just hearing the way they talk, right? Seeing the way they move. It's exciting, man. Like you like, wow, I'm trying to be around this every single freaking day of my life.
Addicting.
Yeah.
Energy's addicting.
And they're talking about numbers, they're talking about money, they're talking about customers, accounts. I'm like, dude, this is like, this is the shit I want to be around. This is what gets me excited about life, because I'm finally gonna be able to grow myself. I'm not gonna be just the bum living on my boys' couches anymore. All right. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this shit right now,
baby,
because
let's go.
it was just a pivoting point in my life that I was like, and I actually remember, bro, on the way back after the blitz, I just looked at Jimmy and he was driving me to the airport, and I started crying. I'm tearing up just a little bit now, just thinking about it. I was like, bro, thank you, like, for putting me on and just giving me this preview of what my life could be like. And there's a lot of possibility out there. And I want to put my 100 into this shit, bro. I really do. And it took me a while. Basically, first couple weeks I had to deal with some shit, right? First four weeks. Paperwork stuff pushed me back. I was down here shadowing every single day, watching Jimmy racking sales. I watched him drop a 4-spot one day. I'm sure you guys talked about that.
You're
too.
like, damn it, I want to make some money
Right,
too.
and he made like $7,000 this day because he had a solar with it too. I'm like, holy hell, bro! One freaking day, and I'm living a bi-weekly check from a pizzeria,
Ramen
making
noodles.
$600. I'm like, holy hell, bro! And so finally, I got cleared 5th week. Been knocking, and it's week 8 now at this point,
Week
something
8.
like that. 3 weeks go by. I had one sale, right? Beginning of this week, actually, one sale. And it was a fatty. I ain't gonna lie. It was a fatty. It was 1.64. So I'm like, oh, wow, that feels good. The next week, nothing, bagel. And now it was the beginning of my 3rd week actually selling, week 8. And Monday hits, right? And this is kind of what pumped me up, though. I'm not gonna lie. So Monday hits, and I'm like, all right, Sherm. I'm gonna talk about Sherm, dog, real quick.
Yeah.
That
Shout out
Saturday,
Trent.
that Saturday, week 7, he dropped a 3-spot on Saturday. Out of nowhere, this man comes out the dark like Batman. You know what I'm saying? Drops a 3-spot. Everyone's like, damn, Sherm.
Because he hadn't sold for a couple weeks.
He hadn't sold for a couple weeks. He had one cash solar deal at the beginning, $40K, blah, blah, blah. dry ever since, dry spell. And then I guess this is what he was telling me in the car, right? Because we're in the same car group and everything. He was like, bro, I woke up. I'm like, I need to change something. Like something needs to happen. He said, I woke up at 5:30. You know, I hit the gym, tried doing different things, started, you know, talking to myself, just manifesting shit, really. He got straight to it, dropped a 3 spot on that Saturday. Sunday goes by, whatever, boom, boom. Monday hits. This man drops another 3 spot. So after I saw him do that, right, go from this big dry spell, 3 spot, Sunday, another 3 spot. I'm like, all right, I need to turn it the fuck up now. Like that boosted me to go. So then Tuesday, this week, finally hit my first sale after my first sale. So that was one sale. Wednesday hit, boom, another sale. Thursday hit, boom, another sale. I'm catching a little fire at this point. You know what I'm saying?
And you're making $600-700 a sale.
$600-700 a sale because I'm trying to sell, you know, above a full EFP for sure.
Right.
And I'm pricing up high and I'm hitting it right where I want them though, right where I know it's going to be comfortable for them to say yes, and I'm not dropping below that. Mm-hmm. And even today, it's raining outside, it's cloudy. You know, people don't want to sell shit. You know, you lose motivation to do all that. I'm on a heat streak, bro. I'm heating up. I got the green light. Exactly. We drop off. I'm walking around, feel the raindrops start coming heavier and heavier and heavier. I see this man outside, and it was just this. He looks like a third look, right? You never have any idea in this job. You really have no idea.
I have no idea.
And he looks like a third look, so I just start talking to him. I'm like, all right, he's talking about this car crash that happened. I'm talking about, all right, there's a little petty crime coming on, you know, packages being taken, stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, what's going on your porch right here? Let's get out the rain. All right, we go over there. Boom, start talking about his kittens on the porch. Blah, 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 blah. Keep talking. It rains harder. I'm like, bro, let's go inside. You know what? I'm going to price you up a package just so you were talking about. I didn't even price the package when we walked inside the door. We just keep talking about his life and stuff. So I'm sitting there for 20 minutes. It's just pouring rain. And lightning's throwing around and stuff like that. And then his daughter comes home. She's like, Dad, who is this guy? Blah, blah, blah. She tries destroying my whole deal. This whole time I'm talking, and even though I'm not really like trying to sell him yet, I'm like, you know what, Catherine, sit down real quick. I'm going to tell you what I'm here to do. Basically start my sell at that point. And the next hour and a half, we're talking about it. I'm building up value, right? Get to the point. Price is a little bit too high. I work my magic, get it down to where, you know, I feel comfortable. I'm like, listen, if I could earn your business today, I'll get you guys the lowest deal I could possibly get without getting fired. All right, hook them up. Boom, deal, close. Just like that.
Boom.
And on a day that I really did not want to sell because it was raining, right? This is the mentality that I'm talking about. Like you start to adapt a different mentality. It's like, and getting those first 3 sales this week, it's like I'm already on a heat streak. I want to keep it going because I know that next check I'm getting next week. I'm not gonna say what I have in my bank account right now, but I'm not happy. About it, all right. So I know I'm about to quadruple my bank account in 1 week, bro. Yep. Like
big momentum. You got Big Mo on your side right now.
I'm excited for that.
I actually would like to talk about mentality for a little bit.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry if you
Let's
got some time.
Let's rip it.
So everyone always preaches a great mentality in this job, and of course you need a great mentality in this job. However, with me, you could say mentality and discipline goes hand in hand, but I don't really care about having a good necessarily mentality. I care about discipline. I care about doing the things that I know that I should do, waking up early, going to the gym, going to bed at night. That's actually why it's past my bedtime right now. I'm kind of upset, but that's okay. I just want to talk about the mentality for a little bit. So with computer science, I feel like, and I feel like this is a good quote. Once you learn to think like a computer, all your emotions go away. There's no emotion once you learn to think like a computer. And for me, it's all about your ratios, which is all about your ratios. You have to. So for me, my goal for being able to pitch someone is 20 pitches a day. As of right now, my pitch to deal ratio as of today was 17.26. Every 17.26 people that I pitch, I get 1 deal. So my goal is set at 20 pitches per day, meaning that I should get 1 deal per day. And because of that, it doesn't matter if it's raining, it doesn't matter if it's super hot, it doesn't matter anything. As long as I get those 20 pitches in, that's good. Of course, I want to do more because if I pitch more people, then I will inevitably get a deal. I will run into someone who is into the market. But once you just learn to think like a computer, as soon as you could just learn to just take all the emotion. I mean, emotion's a big thing in mentalities. Like you want to push away the negative emotions. But if you just learn to think about like a computer, think like a computer, there is no emotion. There is no bad emotion. There's no good emotion. Like even if I get a deal, like like relatively speaking, I get happy for like 5 seconds. They sign the documents. As soon as I'm out of the house, I'm
On to
like,
the next.
okay, no deal. I haven't pitched 20 people today. I have to get 20 pitches
20 more
in.
people. Yep. 20 more pitches.
Exactly. So like, no emotion. Think like a computer. There's no emotion. Basically my 2 things that make up my mentality is number 1, discipline, being able to do the things that I know that I should do. I mean, even if I don't feel like doing them. So working out in the morning, having a nice routine, a set routine, reading, checking up on the news, whatever it may be. And then the second thing, which is obviously the biggest thing for me, is learning to think like a computer, because it takes off all the emotion. You don't even think about how tired you are. You don't even think about, oh, this person said this. It's literally you're just following an instruction that you set for yourself. I mean, that's all that computers do. They follow instructions. They don't care what the weather says or what someone says to them. They don't care.
It's just an algorithm.
It's literally just an algorithm. It's a set of instructions that you follow. So for me, I set instructions for myself to follow, and there's nothing else that is outside of that, especially if it's mental, that I follow. Like physical pain is also pretty easy to deal with. I mean,
well, and for sales, it's so important, the ratios, right? Because it takes the emotion out. And the number one reason people fail at sales is because it's 80% rejection.
right.
And most people let the rejection affect them emotionally.
Exactly.
And it hurts and it's painful and blah, blah, blah.
They're not thinking like a computer.
They're not thinking like, they're not taking it, just take the emotion out. Run your ratios. It's a numbers game. The data doesn't lie, right?
Data never lies.
The law of averages, it's a law, which means it's concrete. It's a law of averages. It's going to happen. And yeah, you hit it on the head. You can take the emotion out.
And you can actually prove. So I did this 2 nights ago. You can actually prove how many deals that you think that you can get. So the way that I broke down the algorithm that I have, so it's efficiency, and effectiveness equals how good you are going to be.
Skill set. We'll call it
your skill set. Yeah. Well, your skill set is your effectiveness. Your skill set, your effectiveness is how really good of a pitch, like how good your pitch is. Your efficiency is how many pitches you're able to get out in a certain day. So let's say, so we'll use my numbers. So your effectiveness level is how many houses are in a neighborhood, and then how many deals you're able to get in that neighborhood. So for me, this last hood that I was in, there was 455 houses, and I got 7 deals, meaning that for every 1 deal, there were 75 houses that were assigned to me, which is, I mean, relatively speaking, it's a better effectiveness than what it was first week, than what that ratio was first week. But then my ratios were I want to say I think it was 18.35 pitches per deal. So you can calculate it to say, okay, I'm gonna get this many deals for this many people that I pitch, and this for this many households that I have. And then the whole game is then to lower the pitch per deal ratio, as well as increase the amount of households you sell per house that is assigned to you. So that's the whole name of the game. That's the whole strategy for me. And as long as I can get a deal per less than 75 households that are assigned to me, with each next hood that is assigned to me, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because then that's increasing my effectiveness. That's increasing how well I'm able to pitch.
Getting better.
Exactly.
Improving. Yeah.
Exactly. Getting better, improving. I mean, efficiency is pretty easy to improve. Just as long as you're walking quicker, as long as you're not spending people that aren't going to buy.
Right. You recognize a non-buyer right away.
Exactly. Yeah. So efficiency is relatively speaking easy to deal with. It's your effectiveness, and they inherently go hand in hand, because if you become more effective, you're thereby more efficient because you're getting more deals. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's just the thinking like a computer. Sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's perfect.
But think like a computer. There's no emotion in the job. I don't even care about negative or positive emotions. I don't even care. I don't attach myself to positive emotions. I don't attach myself to negative emotions. I am flat.
And that is the
That's it.
key to success in this job. It is a huge aspect of it that very few people can master. Most people, it takes them a couple years to get to that level. So the fact that you're recognizing it so early is so huge.
Thank you.
So props to you for recognizing that. Because it takes a lot of guys trial and error. Like their first rookie season, they're all emotional and oh my gosh, and then they go 3 weeks no sales, then they get a sale. and then that sale cancels. And then they crash.
And then they,
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
it's this roller coaster ride for rookies,
Mhm.
and then after time they just kind of realize it's like, dude, I just need to keep going, keep it
Flaps.
the numbers.
Keep on knocking.
The fact
Or
that you found that out
keep
early
on
is
knocking.
huge.
Or if they have a really good week, and then next week they're complacent.
Yep.
That's a very
They're
common
letting
thing
their
too.
emotions affect them in
Exactly.
some
It's
type
like-
of way.
It's like, oh yeah, well I got a whole bunch of deals this past week. I can chill out for this week, or
Which
I don't
now
have to
lowers
go
your
as hard.
average of your 2-week average.
Exactly, and
So you did 9 1 week, 1 the other week. You averaged 4 a week
exactly.
for 2 weeks. So it's like you really didn't have that big.
Well, for Dylan, it's like 4.567 or something like that.
Pi squared.
Hold on. Hey, I want you guys to see something real quick. He did this for me yesterday. All right, Dylan, I want to hear the first 30 numbers of pi.
3.141592653589793238462643383279502888 419. Ah, fuck.
So when he's doing that, I want all the numbers just to
Something
pop up on the
93993.
screen while he's saying it because he is correct. All right,
My
That is
man's a
just-
computer. He's a
he
walking
really
computer.
Is, bro. It
Computer.
blows my
I love it.
mind.
I love it.
Learn to think like a computer. Emotion isn't a thing. I mean, I'm not saying to not be happy, of course.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Just definitely don't be sad. Like if
You
you're
don't wanna-
sad, you're
yeah.
doing something wrong.
Yeah. You don't
Like
want to be
you're-
an emotionless robot, but yeah, it's very good if you can get the art form of keeping out the negative stuff the best that you can.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, let's end it with that. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Dude, thanks for being on. You guys
That
are
was
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Let's
lot
go.
of
Pass it off to nobody with the 2 clap.
Yeah.
Hey, see you next time. We got to take pictures.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was fun, man.
So fun.
Yeah, that was.
I can see why it's addictive.
If you like the podcast, we would love the support. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.